Welcome to this video on MADM Academy, where we'll be taking a look at identifying weaknesses or areas for improvement on your online customer journey. So by the end of this video, we should have a list of areas where there are weaknesses within the online customer journey. So as people interact with your business online and move from first finding that your business exists online through to actually ideally becoming a paying customer and then beyond to becoming a satisfied customer that's happy to leave positive reviews and recommend you to others online. This video is all about identifying weaknesses, areas where people drop off your customer journey. Perhaps there's a page on your website where you're finding that customers get to, but for whatever reason they're just not converting into leads or customers. Maybe it's an Instagram page that you've got that hasn't got the right type of content on there. Maybe people are struggling to find you on Facebook, or maybe customers that have heard from you elsewhere, maybe they've had a recommendation from the friend. Type your business into Google and you don't show up immediately at the top of Google for those particular searches. These are all areas for improvement. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to have an opportunity to look at the current existing online customer journey that you've got. And if you're watching this video, we're going to assume that you've already created an outline of your online customer journey. If you haven't already done that, then please go back and watch the previous video, because we actually went through the process of doing that. So that previous video, if you've watched that, you should have in front of you a clear sketch of the sort of steps that the average customer can take when they go from initially finding your business online through to discovering more about you, going onto your website, etc., maybe checking out your social media, looking at reviews on other sites and directories, things like that, through to the point of sale. Or it might not necessarily be a point of sale, but it could well be an area on your website that has a contact form or a contact button or a phone number or something like that. Are the number of people that are visiting your website resulting in enough of the ideal actions that you want those customers to be able to take? So what I mean by that is, if you're running a hairdressing salon, for instance, maybe you're not selling any products on your website directly, but what you want to be able to do is have people find your website online, find your phone number and telephone you to make an appointment. Are you getting enough people who visit your website actually picking up the phone and calling you? This is an exercise where you're going to be really honest with yourself, and really this is something that goes for almost all aspects of digital marketing. It's always about identifying areas for improvement. Look, you're never going to have the perfect website. You're never going to have the perfect social media marketing campaign. If you wait until you've got that perfect idea for a website or perfect idea for content, you're just going to procrastinate and never take steps forward. What you need to be doing is getting into this mindset of continual improvements. My favorite word in digital marketing is better. I always meet with clients or talk to other members and students on MADM Academy, and I'm always looking for ways to improve. So what is the current state and how do we make it better? In an ideal world, we'd be able to sit down in a creative meeting and come up with the perfect outcome. The reality is things are never perfect. And if you manage to somehow find the perfect web page, it's not going to stay perfect forever. Tastes change, people change, technologies change. The good news is it's not about making it perfect. What you want to be doing is putting yourself in the shoes of a customer, your ideal client who could go onto the internet looking for a business like yours. They stumble across your website by maybe means of a Google search. Maybe they see an advert on Facebook. They click onto your website, go through the journey that you've already outlined as a little rough map. And what we're going to do is go back through your customer journey and really be honest with yourself. Maybe go onto the Instagram page, maybe log out of some of your accounts and try and access a web page as a customer might. Try it on different devices, and what you might find is there's going to be things that surprise you when you start putting yourself in the mindset of the customer. So, check your socials. Is there something on there that isn't quite right? If that business belonged to somebody else, how would you really feel about that Instagram page? A good example would be a tattoo studio. We were talking to a client this week in a similar industry, and a tattoo, for instance, is something for the majority of people that are getting a tattoo, and let's not include the young people that are getting tattoos after 10 pints in Magaluf. This is the majority of people that get tattoos because they're going to be meaningful and it's something that they want to be proud of. They're going to want to do some research first, aren't they? So tattoos, very visual. This tattoo artist might be running some great ads, the website might look great, but if you then click onto their Instagram page and there's 3 pictures from 4 years ago, it's not going to look that great, is it? It affects the customer's experience along the journey, and this really can lead to people having like a negative impression of that tattoo artist and deciding to go elsewhere. Another example would be restaurants. Perhaps you're going on a date night. Let's keep it positive. You're going on a date night. You want to find somewhere special. The usual restaurants that you go to, you've been there plenty of times. You don't want to go again. Or maybe you're going on a date and your ex works in that restaurant. Perhaps that is a situation and you now need a new restaurant. So you're going to go online. What you're going to do, you're going to ask friends for recommendations, aren't you? So ask friends maybe for recommendations, or if you don't want it to be public knowledge, maybe you direct message some of your friends on social media. But again, this is going back to social media, isn't it? You're more than likely going to have a little look on Google, so let's include Google in there as well. And while we're on the subject of Google, this refers a lot of the time to what is referred to as SEO, search engine optimization. But please, please, please do not forget that there are also search functions on so many different websites and apps, not least social platforms. Quite often now, people will search for things on Instagram. And actually, I read an article very, very recently about the rate in increasing the increased rate. Sorry, I can't get my words out this morning. The increase in the amount of people that are actually using the likes of Instagram as search engines instead of Google. So young people, especially if they're looking for a restaurant, they're going to hit that magnifying glass on Instagram and type in a search far more than they would have done previously. And people are moving from using just Google as a search engine to other websites as well. So going back to the restaurant example, maybe if you're running a restaurant or something similar, this example will be great for you. If not, it works exactly the same for almost all businesses, this kind of process, so don't worry. The customer journey starts around here for most of us, doesn't it? If we're looking for a restaurant, maybe then from Google we're going to find some review sites. TripAdvisor is a very well-known one, so let's use that. We found some really good reviews on TripAdvisor. Everything's seeming really cool. But actually, what happens if we stumble across 3 negative reviews and the owner hasn't actually replied to them? These could be fake reviews, and you do see this quite often, although a lot of websites like TripAdvisor are very good at keeping on top of fake reviews. What happens if there was 3 fake reviews on TripAdvisor that the owner had not seen and being able to actually comment back and say, look, this appears to be fake review or whatever it might be. If these 3 reviews have gone unnoticed, then they might well look authentic. So you might well that might be it. You might well not go and book in at that restaurant. You might end up going somewhere else. Let's say that hasn't happened. The TripAdvisor experience is good, and now you go back to Google and go to their website. Now you're on the website, aren't you? The customer journey now should really be, for most restaurants, a case of going from website. The next move should be telephone. Make a booking. So as we're moving through the journey, we've got to here. Let's say the website is where we're currently at, where we want to have the people book in using the phone line that we can see nice and clearly on the website. But with this example, we're going to assume that the person that's been building the website has not put the phone number in a very user-friendly way. You cannot find it, and this happens more often than you realise. For especially a lot of small service-based businesses, we see it all the time. You go onto the website and the phone number is almost impossible to find. So if you can't find that phone number easily enough, maybe you can't find the menu, you don't know really what time the restaurant's open. Is it open on that Thursday night that you're wanting to go out? These things all need to be clear. So by phone, I'm going to actually write in, correct information, because we cannot overstate just how important correct information is. Correct information, easy to find. Then from that, hopefully the customer then goes from, the person goes from being here through to becoming a satisfied customer, and then beyond as well. And you should really extend this online customer journey as well to the point past point of sale, for reviews, maybe, giving them an incentive or at least a reminder to go onto TripAdvisor if you've had a good meal. Please help support, our small independent business. It helps us massively. Please go onto TripAdvisor. You can have like a little notice there on your door, a little sticker or something, can't you? So that again is merging offline marketing, i.e. that little sticker that you've got on your door on the way out, with online marketing, TripAdvisor and other review sites as well. So your task right now is to be brutally honest with your own business, or if you don't run a business and you're wanting to be a digital marketer or similar, then take a business that belongs to somebody that you know, or even just maybe a local good cause, for instance, maybe a local food bank, and actually go through their online customer journey and look for areas of weakness. So going back to maybe the TripAdvisor point, a great example of a weakness within the online customer journey there in our example would have been had somebody not been keeping an eye on the TripAdvisor accounts, so wouldn't have been able to reply to these spam reviews. Instagram, be honest with yourself. Does it look good? Does it look up to date? Does it look like there's a community that's been developing around it? All those things are different points. Google, how easy are you to find on Google, for instance? And a little tip with Google as well is when you're searching for things, Google obviously remembers what you've searched for, so it's more likely to suggest things that you've been on before. If you're running a business or a website, if you start searching for yourself on Google, you're going to find yourself a lot easier than the average person does. If you're using Google Chrome, Safari, or any other modern browser, find the private or incognito mode, click on that, and use the search that way. And actually what you'll be doing there is seeing Google's results as the majority of your customers will see it as well. So I hope you found this video useful, and if you're wanting to watch the next video as well today, that is going to be about actually creating a list of ways that we can improve your customers' online journey. So it's taking these weaknesses and creating a short little plan of how we're going to remedy it and fix it.